Howdy and welcome to our vet project here on East Texas. Now, joining me today, we have Dr. Meredith, let's see here, Stanaland, is that correct?
That's
Yes,
right.
from the Nacogdoches Animal Hospital, and we were just talking to our meteorologist Emily Edwards just moments ago about how we're already flirting with the hundreds. You know, we're not too far from the triple digits, and of course, we're not even wearing a fur coat, and so this really puts an impact on our furry friends. Now, tell me just a little bit about what you see each year during these hot summer months, and what all we can do right now at the very first few signs of like, uh-oh, it's getting a little too hot. How do I need to prepare for my animals, especially if they're outside pets?
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on. We're happy to be speaking here at Nacogdoches Animal Hospital. We are seeing, this time of year, to your point, some more heat related injuries. Our furry friends, so our dogs and cats, their normal temperature is much higher than ours. Their normal temperature is between 100 and 102 normally. So they are at more risk for getting more hot more quickly than we are. So right now, this time of year, we're seeing heat-related injuries such as thermal burns, heat stroke. And then we have to remember our pets are more outside right now than we are. So they're also getting into things such as their barbecues and picnics. So we have to be conscious of that as well.
Understood. And I know a lot of us, when we're going outside, we don't think of things like how hot the asphalt is. What are some ways that we can do, or just some activities we want to be aware of to just be extra precautious when taking our pets out to throw a frisbee
Yeah.
or what have you?
Yeah, great question. So, this big safety trip is if you can put your palm on the concrete and it doesn't feel too hot to you, then they can walk safely on it. So that's kind of just doing the palm test before you take them outside. Be conscious of the heat of the day, between that 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's when that sun is going to be the hottest. So if you can avoid walking your pet out there during that time of day is the best. And then be conscious of our feline friends too. If there's a patio or an outdoor surface that they like to lay on all the time during that heat of the day, check and make sure it's not too hot for them.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I have a very chunky white cat, and he has a
Yep.
very pink tummy, but he likes to have his tummy up to the sky during those hot times. I know this is a weird question, but can he get sunburned?
Yeah, he absolutely can. Absolutely. They do sell some products that are safe for pets, like their pink noses and things like that, or children sunscreen can also be safe on your pets as well if they're going to be sunbathing.
I didn't know that was a thing. You can put kids' sunscreen on them. Wow.
Yep, yep.
Do you see any kind of sensitivity for those who, because I know my mom has a French bulldog who is white. She has a sensitivity to certain, like grass and everything else. Do we
Yeah.
see animals have that kind of sensitivity to the sun? Any kind of skin reactions?
Oh, well, I'm really glad you brought that up because we do have to take some special precautions with our brachycephalic pets, like to your mother's pet, like our smush-free dogs and cats. They're more prone to getting hotter quicker because dogs and cats like pant to lose excess body heat, or specifically dogs. So those brachycephalic pets, they'll get even hotter more quickly. So they are one more precautious to developing things like a heat stroke. And yes, if your mom's dog has sensitivity to different things, I'd definitely be cautious putting any extra sunscreen or anything on them too.
Now, what about our critters that live outside, that stay outside? What can we do to make sure they have everything they need to not stumble into a heat illness?
Yeah, absolutely. A great question. So just be sure never to leave them in an enclosure for a long period of time. So a garage, a car, that can be, it can become very scary and very serious very quickly. Make sure your pets has access to shade, moving air if possible, access to fresh, clean water. If they're a pet that needs to be groomed, grooming them regularly. You can also do some fun things like frozen treats, misters, or even a kiddie pool if you have a pet that's outside all the time.
A kiddie pool. I've seen some videos online where you can put your squeaky toys and freeze them and make it a whole thing, but that's
Yep.
that's such a great idea. Now, worst
Yeah.
case scenario, what are some signs that we need to look out for when, okay, this is something I just need to watch at home, and when is it appropriate to take your pet in when something looks to be more severe?
Absolutely. Great question. So, I mean, if you ever have a question, you're concerned that your pet could be overheating, always give your veterinarian a call. We get calls regularly with people that have questions and we'll try and guide them as best as possible. But, monitor if your pet's having any difficulty breathing. Excessive panting can definitely be something you see in dogs. If you ever see your cat panting, that's a stop situation. Call your veterinarian immediately. Bright red gums or pale gums, lethargy or weakness, if they're drooling or having excessive salivation or feeling confused. And of course, if there's any episodes of collapse, those are all give us a call first thing first.
Now, what are some first things that you need to do at home to help them cool off if they're just starting to have a few signs pop up before going to the vet?
Yeah, that's a great question. So remember, typically when they get too hot, it took some time. So you don't want to cool them too quickly. So move them into a cold area if it's possible. Offer cool, not cold water. Wet their fur. You can use a fan just to get some air moving on their face and get them calmed down. Sometimes just letting them breathe a little bit of cool air can make a really big difference. And then give us a call if you have any questions. And just remember, their normal temperature is over 100. So keep that in mind.
Perfect. Is there anything we might have missed or just anything that we need to know going into these harder months?
No, I think just remember, just like in the winter months, if it's too cold for you, it's too cold for your furry friend. And the same thing goes with the heat. If you're having trouble breathing outside, they're going to. So just keep that in mind. And thank you guys for letting me talk and having me on today.
Of course, thank you. Dr. Meredith Staniland from the Nacogdoches Animal Hospital. We always appreciate our vets coming in and giving us just a little bit more information, informing us on what we need to do to keep our animals safe. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Love it. Have a good day.
You too, you too. All right. Now, of course, you can always tune in every Thursday, 12:30 for our Vet Project here on East Texas Now, keeping you informed and keeping your pets safe.